panel consisting of, in addition to myself, the lovely Polly of the Latino Slant-Bane. How's it going?
Guten Tag. Sam International. Guten Tag.
Yeah, that's very nice in German right there. So I'll
I know
make it
Chino
even
appreciate that.
I'll make it even more
German.
international by saying Buenos dias. And yeah.
Good morning.
That's a
Good morning.
very nice shirt you have there, by the way, which I'm sure people can maybe get over.
Oh
at
yeah.
Plant.
I'm glad you liked it. Like it. I'll put the link in the chat, guys. It's my one of two merchandise items I have, and I absolutely love this one. This is my long sleeve. Defund the thought police. So yeah.
Very
Love
nice.
it.
Yeah. And also we have Marv of the M4 Empire fame on YouTube, as well as that Park Place and Geeks and Gamers. When it comes
Konnichiwa,
to
gentlemen.
hosting things.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yeah.
How's everybody? I'm sorry, I haven't been here in a while. I was sick last week, and I was just like buried in work. But I'm glad to be back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you know, I was sick last week too, and buried in work. I was still here, but anyway, we're glad to have you here now. So, yeah. Well, this is true. This is true. Touche. Can't argue with that. Also joining Chris Brawley with a nice Tim Pool hat right there.
Yori Aged. I think that's the best I can get Hungarian for good morning.
Oh, I was just that's what I was going to say.
Oh, darn. Morning, y'all. How about that? A little southern U.S.
Yeah.
See everybody.
Yeah.
No, we appreciate the southern gentleman here.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, indeed. And also joining Mr. Paul Chateau.
Your reggalet.
Oh,
look at that.
More authentic.
What language that was texting on?
Yes.
Yeah. which is Hungarian for thunder already stolen.
That's right.
Oh, sorry.
Your reggalet. Now that's just good morning in Hungarian. You got it, Chris. It was that was well done.
Thank
The
you, sir.
trick with Hungarian is to emphasize the first syllable.
Syllab.
Syllable. That is the way.
Syllable.
One of the ways you can understand Hungarians is that you emphasize the first syllable. I had a wonderful aunt who lived in Montreal from Hungary, and I asked her one day. I said, "Do you like detective?" I didn't know what detective was in Hungarian, but I asked, "Do you like detective shows?" And she said, "Nem értem." It says, "I don't understand." No, do you like detective shows? No. And I went, "Oh, do you like detective shows?" Yes. That she understood.
Detective.
But you know, it's funny. You know how we talk about the ugly Americans or whatever going to other countries and talking English and then complaining that they don't speak English. I actually heard my grandmother go up to a department store clerk, and you won't understand this, but she went, "Hol van a furde soba." Okay, no. I'm going to slow it down so you understand. Hol van a furde soba. I told Grandma, slowing down Hungarian doesn't. But how many North Americans have you seen in Europe slow down their English?
Yeah.
Like, and what she was asking was, "Where's the washroom?" So, go to some Bulgarian and say, "Where is the washroom?" Just because you slowed it down doesn't mean they get it.
As someone who's been in the opposite position, something like that, slowing it down only helps if the person you're talking to, at the very least, has some rudimentary understanding of the language.
Of course.
Like, for instance, whenever I speak to someone Spanish who think I follow, then sometimes I do have to indicate not so fast, like just slow it down. It will be fine here. Yeah. But but I've also but this is not really like a thing that's unique to English speakers. It's the same everywhere. I remember like the first time my Norwegian uncle was speaking to my Spanish then in-laws, and they speak only Spanish, not of anything else. Of course, you probably understand some French and Italian. They don't speak a single word of English, for instance. Now, my uncle, he speaks Norwegian, and like all Norwegians, he also speaks English pretty darn good as well. And so his go-to when someone isn't speaking
Norwegian.
Norwegian is English. So he tried to speak to them in English, and they didn't understand. So he was just trying to speak even slower English. And I was like, dude, they don't understand English. You can
God.
speak to them in Norwegian. You can speak to them in English, slow, fast. Doesn't make any difference. They're not going to understand you. So,
Yeah, so my point, my educational point was, it's not an ugly American thing. There's ugly people from all over the world who pull off this same thing. I mean, to hear my grandmother do it, I went, wait a second.
Yes, correct. But again, I empathize, because when I'm the person who is in a country where I understand the gist of the language, then slowing down really absolutely does help.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's absolutely true.
Yeah.
So we got news today. Oh, I should. Who's going to bring up the box office?
Oh, you feel free to bring it up when
Okay.
we get around to it. But as you said, we have news today. It was Super Bowl weekend, which of course means there's going to be some new trailers. There's going to be some halftime show to talk about. And to wit, Patrick Robinson starts us off for $9.99. I heard the halftime show was great. Kid Rock gave a wonderful performance. and there's more, but we'll get back to that in due course. So, gentlemen, the halftime show. As someone who wasn't really watching, I'm very happy to hear that Kid Rock did an amazing job at the halftime show. I'm sure the crowd went wild to bow with a bow. I'm sure it was a unifying performance that everyone surely loved. But Trump must have gone out and praised in social media. Am I wrong?
There were some really good performances on that Turning Point USA halftime show. Kid Rock was not one of them. He was very clearly lip syncing to his song, but then he performed afterward under his real name and did like an acoustic set. And I didn't hate that. I thought that was pretty good. But I liked all the other performers. I liked all the country guys that were out there. They did a really nice job.
Yeah.
Trump has not acknowledged that Turning Point USA halftime show, which is shocking to me. He has certainly acknowledged the other halftime show. He went scorched earth on it last night.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, Marvin, for those of us who are international, and like for instance, I know what a halftime show is, stuff I haven't seen it, but just go through so everyone is up to what's these two halftime shows we're talking about.
You're right. So Super Bowl halftime show is one of the biggest pop cultural events of the year. They bring out one or sometimes two or even three musical acts to perform for the Super Bowl. I mean, typically you're looking at 130 million people, worldwide audience on that. This year it was they brought out Bad Bunny, and there was a lot of political pushback about that because the performance was not going to be in English. The performance and Bad Bunny has been obviously very vocally critical of the current administration. In response to this, Turning Point USA decided that they were going to launch a counter halftime show called the All American Halftime Show, which aired
on Turning Point USA. This would be Charlie Kirk's organization, would it not? So
yes,
not
Charlie Kirk's organization, the organization founded by Charlie Kirk. They launched a counter. It had a lot of country rock musical acts. It was headlined by Kid Rock. It took place on YouTube over there on the Green Machine. It was supposed to take place on X, and then at the last minute had to pull off of X because there was some kind of licensing issue. But it also and then OAN carried it, Daily Wire Plus carried it, a bunch of different cable providers carried it as well. And people were like, oh yeah, whatever, this is going to do nothing. It did, apparently, according to what Turning Point USA is saying, 25 million people watched it.
That's pretty. I mean, that's almost 10% of the U.S. population right there.
Mm-hmm. Massive numbers, and that doesn't count the broadcast partners. That just counts YouTube and the Green Machine.
Wow.
So
Yeah, it's pretty astounding
it
numbers.
was pretty crazy. Like I was watching it live because we were going to cover the live numbers. It's the only bit of Super Bowl that I watched yesterday. I watched the Olympics instead of the Super Bowl. But I was going back and forth between the Turning Point USA YouTube channel and the Charlie Kirk YouTube channel to see what the Turning Point USA at one point live concurrent viewers hit 5.1 million, and the Charlie Kirk channel got almost to 1 million. And then, on top of all of that, with like all the other partners that were broadcasting it, they said on the Turning Point USA spokesman said on Fox News later that night, 25 million people had watched it. Absolutely insane for like I don't know if you can call it grassroots. It is a very wealthy organization, but it is a counter organization to, the establishment, the Hollywood establishment that we're putting that out. It is a counter. There have always been counter events to the halftime show. The Puppy Bowl happens every year. WWE did something years ago. But this is probably the one that has gotten the biggest reaction because it was launched as kind of a protest, but also because of just the massive amount of people that tuned in.
Oh, yeah. Any thoughts on that, Chris?
Yeah, well, it was interesting. We tuned out of the NFL a long time ago. My family still watches some college football, but the NFL had gotten just far too political for me. And so, and I'm just not huge on professional sports. I like collegiate sports, and that's about it. I'm just not a big sports guy, period. And so, my wife and I didn't go to any Super Bowl parties or anything last night, but she was like, hey, we're going to watch this All-American halftime show, which we've kind of promoted a little bit on Bleeding Fool. And so we did, and we tuned in, and I had left the downstairs television on the YouTube channel for TPUSA. So we knew when it started. We were upstairs eating dinner, and went down and watched it. And my wife, she's a kitchen designer, or an interior designer, but mostly kitchens, baths, and things like that. Works around a lot of, these kind of people that are probably Kid Rock fans, right? And listens to country music. And so she knew every one of these songs that played. I didn't know any of them. I thought they were fine. I did notice the lip syncing. It stood out. And I actually commended them for pre-recording it. There's no way. Imagine you're waiting on halftime to start and you're trying to stream a concert where you're trying to fit all these different artists in. If you've ever seen the behind the scenes of just what the Super Bowl halftime show people have to go through to be able to pull that off and get that stage out there and get all the lines out there and the lighting and everything just right, it's a huge performance. So at first my wife was like, well, this seems like a small audience. I said, honey, this is probably private invite only, so that's not some element they have to worry about. This is probably all pre-recorded. And then you could tell as, one
it was definitely pre-recorded.
Yeah. And they did 2 songs each. The Kid Rock was probably Ba with the Ba or whatever that song is that I never liked. I never cared for Kid Rock.
So apparently Kid Rock's like they were trying to like tell a redemption story with the Kid Rock performance.
I enjoyed his second song. I didn't know what was going on with the cellist and violin player that opened it, but then he comes out using his real name, as you said, Marvin, and the song was actually, as a Christian, what he did at the end with it when he added new lyrics, I was impressed. He wasn't the best performer of the night. I agree with you. I think the first two acts were probably the best.
See, I liked Lee. What was it? Lee Bryce was his name?
Guy with the beard. Yeah.
I liked him a lot. I looked him up on Spotify afterward.
Yeah, he's good.
I like the lady too. Gabby.
She was great. Yeah,
Gabby Barrett. Yeah, I liked her.
Yeah. It was good. It was nice. And then afterwards, I asked my wife, I said, did you happen to catch the 2007 Super Bowl? And she said, I don't think so. I said, did you see the halftime show? She said, no, I don't think so. I said, it was Prince. I said, since we had the YouTube app open on our TV, I said, let's watch this. So we watched it. It's fantastic. If you haven't seen Prince's performance from 2007 at Super Bowl,
fantastic.
It's fantastic. And it rains at the end, and he's doing Purple Rain and it's magnificent. And he does a little bit of Proud Mary. He does a little bit of Jimi Hendrix. He does, of course, some of his big hits. Doesn't do Darling Nikki, probably specifically so. And surprises the Foo Fighters, by the way. Fun fact, they had no idea he was going to play their song, Best of You. They had had some sort of little rights wrestling with him over Darling Nikki, some B-side version they did. And so he decided out of the blue, I mean, obviously the sound man and the production team knew, but so he does Best of You. It's fantastic. And then I said, do you want to see something that could be considered a political halftime show, but was probably the greatest moment in Super Bowl halftime history? I said, let's go look at the 2002 Super Bowl halftime show. And it was U2 performing Streets Have No Name 4 months after the Twin Towers had been knocked down by terrorists. And they had this huge vertical projection screen slowly floating the names of every first responder and victim from the towers. And I thought, that's how you unify America.
Well, nobody's interested in unification anymore.
Well,
That's
no,
the
and I feel
problem.
like this TPUSA added to it a little bit. Don't get me wrong. I appreciate that it was out there, and I'm glad it got so many views. But you already had Bad Bunny coming out saying, I'm going to do my gig in Spanish, which is fine. It's been done before. Shakira did hers in Spanish. It's fine. But there was, you had guys bumping uglies on this show, and I've seen the clips and I've shared some of it with people. I'm like, this is not the unity that I think that Roger Goodell claimed was trying to be done here. And you look at the fact that this started out, I guess, many months ago when, I don't know if it was Jay-Z or Bad Bunny himself said, well, I guess you just need to learn Spanish or whatever.
He said you have 4 months to learn when he hosted Saturday Night Live.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So it just felt like there was a thumb in your eye to people who were kind of predispositioned not to like it. And that's not how, any dumbass, pardon my French, but anybody that said anything about, well, he's not even from America. Well, Puerto Rico.
What?
He's
100%
yeah.
American.
And then, as I just mentioned, U2, they're not from America either. So there are lame.
Paul McCartney.
Yeah, right. I mean, the list goes on, right? There are lame, super lame arguments against it. But for me, it wasn't something that was something. I just didn't think it was handled well overall. From what I understand, the people that liked it a lot. Both shows, I'm glad. So
Yeah.
that's my
To
story.
me, as someone outside of American politics directly, to me it sounded like a fantastic show, but wrong year for it.
Mm.
Just because of the timing, became intentionally provocative. It would have
Yeah,
been fine
it-
any other year.
The timing
what, but-
wasn't.
If you want to see the worst Super Bowl halftime show of all time, 2011, the Black Eyed Peas. It's
Oh.
widely considered the worst Super Bowl halftime show of all time. But sorry, Chad.
Yeah, Beyonce's was up there.
Yeah. Well, Janet Jackson and Justin Timberlake. Come on.
That was the best.
That was one of the best
timing.
ones.
Good timing.
So this gringo liked the show.
Yeah, I saw
I-
your post on X. I thought
I like the fact that Puerto Rico is actually part of the United States. And what would baseball teams be without Puerto Rico?
Yeah,
Be a lot of
Um,
white guys not throwing the
and-
ball very fast.
And it, I mean, I don't know. It's one of those forgotten places from an American perspective, and it was just kind of nice. Obviously, these were all Puerto Rican performers,
Mm.
from violinists, all sorts of performers that obviously nobody knows about. And Bad Bunny brought them to the mainland
Mhm.
to showcase them, and I thought that was a really beautiful thing. I thought that was neat. And you even had Ricky Martin, another gay Puerto Rican singer.
Lady Gaga was there too, wasn't she?
Yeah, another gay Puerto Rican singer.
Something.
And
Is she Puerto Rican?
no,
no, it's a
I didn't
joke.
think so.
and she's Italian. So the
She's one of mine.
ironically for me, as an impresario, I thought what Bad Bunny did was really nice and kind, but he was the worst performer in his own act, to be quite frank. Every single song for me sounded the same, the way he phrased everything. He sang everything the same. Like I couldn't tell the difference. But then I don't speak the language. All the sugar cane stuff. I mean, it was a spectacular set. You have to understand that the NFL will give you a rudimentary amount of money to mount your show. If you want anything bigger than that, not only do you not get paid to do the show, you have to personally pay for anything over and above what the NFL does not give you.
Yeah.
So he put a ton of his own money into this show. So to me, was it the worst NFL? Absolutely not. Not even close to being the worst.
Yeah.
And I kind of appreciated the cultural exchange side of it. The worst part actually was the fact that he came in with an awful lot of bad baggage. That's really the worst part of this.
Yeah.
His Grammy bit and everything else. If he had just not been so political about anything, people I think would have felt a little bit better about the show. But they,
Yeah,
I
mean,
think
you hit the nail on the head there, Paul, because if he could have gone out there and sang "God Bless America" with the big American flag behind him and all that stuff, and they still wouldn't have liked it at that point because everyone had already made their decision.
Yeah, they don't. Right.
I thought he did start with "God Bless America."
Did he?
Did he? I can't remember.
I wish we had someone who was brown on the panel that could weigh in on
and
this,
could speak Spanish.
at least.
You got to get Mexican Iron Man for that then.
He hated the show.
Did he really? Oh
man.
Come on.
He just hated it. I
Um,
left a note for WDW Pro saying I completely disagree with your position on the show.
Look, I enjoyed myself. I enjoyed it. I know like a lot of people that didn't. I know a lot of Latinos that didn't. It's you're either gonna like it or not. I don't know what to say. I really don't want to argue with people about people singing and dancing, and then all the political stuff behind it. It's like everyone makes good points. Everyone's very passionate. I hear you. I hear all that. But at the end of the day, my rec was like going in was like, I don't want him to make sweeping, lame, grand political statements. I want
a show
him to make people just dance and move their asses. And he did that. And it was, and there's a lot of beautiful things in there. A lot of things I'm going to break down later on in my live tonight. I don't want to bog Midnight's Edge with that because that's not our show here. I also want to be fair to Turning Point and say, these two things can exist.
Yeah,
I think it's wonderful. I think it's wonderful.
Yep.
Do I hope maybe in the future we could just have one show? Yeah, sure. But listen, back to this. Having seen Ricky Martin live so many times, I was totally caught off guard. I screamed like a little bitch when I saw Ricky sing. Because I didn't recognize him at first because he had this manly beard on, and I was like, man, God, I love that moment. Lady Gaga was out of place. I give her the A for effort. She had her very kind of 50s vintage Cuban look, which was wonderful, and I had the big brass band behind them. I'm not a fan, so I thought, why couldn't they have gotten Gloria Estefan, someone else that the American public knows? I think Gloria Estefan would have been a great point of connection for people.
My least favorite Latino performer.
Oh, she's great. Or she was. Is she still playing?
Gloria Estefan?
Yeah.
Okay.
She still perform?
And then
I don't know why. I'm just saying.
Right.
Does she still perform?
You should be very listen. We should all be very concerned that she wants Rachel Ziegler to play her in her movies.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
She was huge. I mean, Gloria
But,
Estefan was.
As far as the musicianship, he had a full son band.
Yeah.
And that's a full salsa orchestra. And that's featured in his latest album. I'm not a big Bad Bunny fan. I've never been musically up until this last album, and this last album is just killer. It's just wonderfully produced. I do agree. He was nervous. He was stiff, but he had a very hard job. It was almost like he was an MC.
Yep.
Host.
Impresario. He was the MC.
Right.
Yeah.
But he leaned heavily into his new album. Some of these songs are just amazing.
But
And
I
that's just
love
me.
the fact that he
That's just me.
deferred to his cultural minions.
Well,
I like
there's
that.
a
I thought
lot
that
to
was
break
very.
down. It's almost like Easter eggs, guys. Like, you know, if
Yeah.
we were to break it down, like everything that was in there.
I see.
I mean, for heaven's sake, they had a real wedding between a
Mhm.
straight couple conducted during the performance. That
I was
the only-
waiting for
that-
him to pull off his jacket to show the rainbow, and he didn't. I thought it was great.
yeah,
There
that was well, you know, I
nothing
think you
gay
know what he had on. He's
about it.
been
I'm
wearing
going to be
a-
doing a video later breaking down how few Jews were in it.
he
Mm,
had
it's an important
he's been
video.
wearing a bulletproof vest because of all the death threats.
I was
That's why he-
wondering what was up with the
Oh,
zoot suit. Sort of, it looked awkward.
Yeah. So
I'm
you know,
tired of death threats.
and like like I said,
My favorite
people it's
band.
like people are saying in the chat, and I don't want to get bogged down into this, right, guys?
Yeah.
Bad Bunny's disgrace. You know what? Okay. Everyone's got their taste. I don't know what
The
to
only,
tell you.
you know what? The only person I saw railing against Bad Bunny was a Puerto Rican, a gay Puerto Rican who he's mostly angry because he feels like, or I'm paraphrasing, obviously, that he's hypocritical because he endorses like Puerto Rico independence away from America, yet he's living the American dream.
Oh, okay.
And he said he's endorsed, you know, all these people that this Puerto Rican's like, I love having the ability to come into America without having to go through extra
Visas
steps.
and- yeah.
Yeah, he's right. But he says it makes him angry because he wouldn't be able to do that if Puerto Rico had independence. And yet at the same time, Bad Bunny is endorsing giving American citizenship to all these illegals. Like, why would you want to take my citizenship away, but give citizenship to these people that snuck in? So really, that was I'm sure there are other people out there that are mad at Bad Bunny. or
Are
whatever.
there Puerto Rican secessionists?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know
I'm sure
that was
there
a
are.
thing.
Oh yeah, it's been a thing.
Mhm.
It's been.
But you're right.
There are
that's
Texas
really getting into
secessionists,
the
my
weeds.
friend.
But
That's
this is
really
the
getting into
confusion
weeds
that
of
the
me.
left and the Democrats are fighting, is that they contradict themselves constantly if you actually dive into their rhetoric.
Yeah. There's a lot of
So again, I just enjoyed myself. I mean,
Yeah,
you know,
me too. I
Yeah.
liked it.
and you know, Andre, there's a lot, you know, to discuss, but I'll save it for my channel.
Yeah, that's cool.
Well,
And
show
we
air
move on.
tonight.
If I
Yeah,
can,
Marvin has a final
Okay.
thought on this before we move on.
here's the thing that I appreciated about all of this, right? People had a choice. People finally were given a choice because whenever there's this thing, whenever Hollywood or NFL or whatever does something that people don't want, you get the same thing from like, you know, the people on the left where they're just like, well, it's not for you. If you want to tell you want something different, go do something different. Well, they actually did go do something different. And the people that wanted to watch that watched that. And the people that wanted to watch the other thing watched the other thing. And I think that's actually really good. Like I like that people are taking the initiative to do their own thing when they're not happy with something. And then it's giving more people something to go watch. The issue that I have though is the fact that Turning Point USA did this made the left so blindingly angry that somebody actually went and did their own thing. It's like, you don't have to go watch that. You can enjoy your thing. They'll go enjoy their thing, and everybody can just be happy.
I used to get angry when the Puppy Bowl alternative came on. I thought, why are they doing this? Why can't we just all watch the Super Bowl?
Why not
That's
the Kitten
right.
Bowl?
And the halftime show of the Puppy Bowl was awful.
Oh, it was never any good. You
I
had
missed
to
the
go.
lingerie bowl.
Yeah, I remember. I
But
saw that.
I gotta say, I was a fan of my thick Latinas dancing. I don't care. I don't
They're
care.
wonderful.
I think everyone
Those
was.
women were gorgeous, man.
Yeah.
I was like, because that was another thing I wanted, Marv. It's like I want dancers. That's
Yeah.
it, you know. Anyways,
They weren't afraid of that evil male gaze, apparently.
It's at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Latino slant today, Paulie?
No.
2:30 Eastern?
We're on night times, West Coast, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. I'll do a full on breakdown. Of,
Okay.
Awesome.
I have no.
And,
I'll check that out.
I always try to show both sides.
Yeah,
You
no,
know,
you're
like,
great.
There was a lot of people, that loved it, that are Latino, and that didn't. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And there is a joke. There has always been a joke that, listen, you're saying that, you don't know Spanish. I don't understand Spanish. Don't worry. Most of us Latinos don't understand Bad Bunny.
Well,
Because his Spanish is really, it's like all very strange vowels, and you're just like, what? I need a extra translator here.
I think Patrick here got his $10 worth out of this super chat.
Yeah. And there's still more left because he says, also, Andre, I watched the new Dracula movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Have you seen it? Yeah. Now, what he is talking about here, that would be Luc Besson's version of who was it again? Of Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula. So, Luc Besson's Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula, because by the trailers and everything, it looks like a almost shot-for-shot remake of that movie. Sorry, I haven't seen it yet. I've seen clips of it. I just haven't gotten around to watching it just yet. Have any of you guys seen it? Script Doctor, have you seen Luc Besson's
Dracula?
Francis
No.
Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula?
I've seen Bram Stoker's Dracula. I haven't seen Luc Besson's Dracula. I didn't know
Yeah.
he had one. I forgot
no,
that
it-
the Olympics are on right
Came
now.
out last year. Yeah.
I saw Stouffer's Dinner Dracula.
Ooh.
I'm waiting
I
for
believe
Story
there's
by
a
Brain Works in
Romanian
Mysterious
Dracula
Ways,
movie that came
Doctor.
last year as well, but
Rip.
that's a really low budget fare. So we'll have to get back to this Dracula. And welcome, Script. Glad to see you here. Maybe you can help us answer this. Drew Titten wonders, anyone have a favorite Super Bowl halftime show? For me, it's between MJ, The Who, and The Stones.
I like that Prince one that Chris mentioned. That was a
Oh
good one.
yeah, Prince was electric.
I mean, if we're going with Americans, it's Prince. U2 is amazing.
I
because
like
of
the Paul
time.
McCartney one too that aired the year after the Janet Jackson thing when they were like, let's go as safe as humanly possible by having Paul McCartney
That's
beat at a
safe.
piano.
Tom Petty was
Bruno
good.
Mars is really good too.
Yeah.
See, and it's and he performed and played live, which instruments and sang. That is so difficult. The reason why like YouTube and the Stones sound so good because they're used to playing in arenas.
Yeah.
That's why Black Eyed Peas was just terrible. Whoa, my God,
Yeah,
that
it
was
was awful.
the worst.
Aerosmith did okay.
Prince is my favorite, Andre.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, cool. I can't weigh in because I have never seen anything other than clips of any halftime show, to be completely
Funny,
honest.
no one's talked about the game.
Oh well,
Yeah, who won?
Who cares? I mean, well,
The
I'll do you
Seahawks
one
won,
better.
yeah.
Who played?
Seahawks and the Patriots.
Seattle,
Yeah.
the Seahawks.
Patriots suck.
Patriots can't win when they're not cheating. I'll just leave it there.
So Seahawks won then.
So they
Yeah.
didn't have enough money to bribe the refs?
I
Is that
guess
what
not. No, not this year.
More importantly, it's 2 days away from pitchers reporting for spring training. So
That's right.
come on, let's
Yeah.
go.
Come on.
Yeah. And getting into the real Super Bowl news, other than who is playing and who won of those and the show and everything with that, is the trailers and the commercials. To wit, Drew Tipton says for $4.99, is Ridley Scott's 1984 Macintosh Super Bowl ad still one of the greatest? Better than most of his movies.
Oh gosh. That's
Well,
Right.
so there's a couple things as a Mac head and someone who Apple had shown the Macintosh ahead of time because I was working for them. Did you know that the board at Apple got scared to death of the ad?
Yes.
They really hated it. And they actually convinced Steve Jobs, who's usually pretty good about sticking to his guns, to cancel it. And he went to the agency and said, we need to, we got to cancel it. We're not going to pay for this. We're not going to show this ad. And the agency, and who I can't remember right at the moment, lied and said, sorry, we already gave them the money. It has to be played. So what is considered the greatest ad of all time was only ever played once, legitimately, but then replayed by news organizations and everything else. I mean, if you want something viral prior to the social media revolution, this thing really became viral. But it's a great story that they got scared to death. They thought no one's going to get this ad. It's way too weird. It's anti-IBM. This is going to get us into a whole crap ton of trouble. And if it wasn't for the agency lying and said, nope, the time has already been bought. We can't renege. And and also this is the ad that began the fast increase in ad costs.
Wow.
This is the ad that started the trend for the $10 million ad.
Well, thank you, Ridley Scott and Macintosh, I guess.
Well, Apple, you can blame Apple.
Apple,
Yeah.
There was some. There were a few fun commercials. Anybody see?
Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Which one stood out? I only saw a few of the movie ads, but let's begin with the product ads. Any product ads that would only be available to Americans that really stood out in any kind of way, good or bad?
The Dunkin' Donuts one was.
I was just going to mention that Dunkin' Donuts was that an anti-aging ad?
Yeah. So that was it was a play too on the Matt Damon movie, but it was Ben Affleck playing in the movie. Oh gosh, what's the name of that movie, guys? Come on, help me out.
Are you talking about the Benjamin Button thing with
yeah, I was about to say Benjamin Button.
No.
Goodwill Hunting.
Goodwill Hunting. Yeah, it was something
Hunting,
Duncan. So Duncan, you got
Duncan.
Yeah, you got to look up these some of these commercials. That one, and of course, I know Polly continuously says I'm a Neil Diamond fan. Well, I certainly like the Neil Diamond Hellman's mayonnaise commercial too. It was good. There were a few funny commercials, and Ben Stiller. I didn't catch this one. Did anybody see that Ben Stiller commercial?
Ben Stiller and Benson Boone was very funny.
So I didn't watch any. All I watched was the halftime, and then I did the live reaction.
Okay,
with the halftime. But the commercial ones, the only one I saw was like earlier the day or the day before was the Melissa McCarthy. It was a makeup products, and it was brilliant. So she is driving and she's listening to like radio and saying, "Oh, Bad Bunny is going to be performing," or whatever. She's like, "I got to learn Spanish." And then I think she gets in a car wreck or something, and she wakes up in a hospital, and she's in a novella. Like she's in a Spanish novella. And she basically, and then they have the soft lighting. She ends up in a gold dress, and she can't roll her R's. It was very, very very sweet and funny.
What was it a commercial for?
It was for makeup. So it was for, if you put this lipstick on, then you can speak better. You can roll your R's and all that stuff. Hey, yeah, I thought that was cute, and I was whoever thought of that,
I don't know if it actually aired during the Super Bowl, but it was marketed as a Super Bowl commercial. The Bill Shatner cereal commercial was hysterical.
Yeah, that was
on the Will Shat one. Yeah. Well, that's been circulating around for a week or a bit.
They released that one way early.
Yeah. There was an Owen Wilson ad where someone was trying to teach him Spanish, and he was not really getting it, and then finally he was doing color commentary with a Spanish NFL.
With the real Spanish,
with a real Spanish NFL commentator. And then then suddenly he was able to speak Spanish fantastically. I'm trying to remember who the woman was that was trying to teach him Spanish.
Well, in the McCarthy one, she wakes up and she has this totally hot Latino doctor. That was really funny, man.
Yeah, Andy Samberg's Hellman's ad was funny.
Yeah.
The Liquid Death was
those are always good.
wild.
Oh, Liquid Death.
That was
Yeah.
gruesome. It's the ads where the actors are incongruous to the product. So if they had a Matthew McConaughey and Bradley Cooper Uber Eats thing, and I'm thinking, okay, it was actually well done, but these guys can get catering. They don't need Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Right. So
Well, yeah, and you saw Adrian Brody doing a turbo.
yeah,
Tap
see
commercial.
that kind of stuff was weird. The Bowen
Yeah.
Yang for Ritz, I thought was terrible.
Yeah.
But Bud, what is interesting, the ongoing rehabilitation of Bud Light, the
It's like it's
horrible,
going through AA, right? It's got 12
yeah. But this time,
Yeah,
it's
good
Shane
luck with
Gillis,
that.
Post Malone, Peyton Manning in this, weird. But I don't know if it's going to work. Like, I guess if they keep hammering it year after year and we die off, they will eventually be able to come back.
It's going to take a generation. It's going to take for a generation who wasn't there for the Heinrichside moment.
Yeah.
That's
To
what
a
it's going
point.
to take.
The thing is, there's the generation that would be getting into drinking that nowadays is on so much medication they can't take it with alcohol, so they're not interested in
True.
drinking anyway.
But they're not drinking generation.
No, this generation is not drinking
It's
alcohol.
not drinking.
Actually,
Yeah,
at all-time low, which is
They're
great.
they're
Yeah, so
spending all their money on
fantastic. So-
tattoos on their eyelids.
That's
You know,
The
Yeah, no
Budweiser
drinks.
frogs are still my all-time favorite for the Super Bowl. Like the Budweiser
No,
really wants to win people
Ribbit.
back. Bring back the Budweiser frogs.
in Canada we had the Molson Canadian ads where every single image related to a woman's body part of either breasts or buttocks, with like Venn diagrams and stuff. It was quite silly.
I missed the what's up, guys. What's up?
Ah, man.
The George Clooney Grubhub one, I didn't get, and he's looking really old. He needs to stop smoking.
that last movie was terrible. He was in. Ugh.
One of my all-time favorites was for some like financial management company, and it was just like a ridiculous, like out of context image, and it was like, there, we just wasted millions of dollars. What are you going to do with your money?
Yeah. Yeah. Rocket and Redfin. I don't know. Lady Gaga for Rocket and Redfin. A Guy Fieri for Bosch was quite funny because he was using Bosch power tools and then Bosch kitchen equipment.
Yeah,
I thought that was cute.
I didn't
I
see
thought
any.
that-
I didn't see any of them.
Yeah.
cost
Maybe I'll
cost
watch
you
them later.
$10 million to get 30 seconds on the Super Bowl this
Is
year.
that
That's
right?
a 20% increase over last year.
So
And
does
Emma
Ben Affleck
Stone
have a
promoting.
contract with Duncan to do a commercial every year? Because didn't he do one with Jennifer Lopez last year?
Ben Affleck?
Yes,
I think so. And there are plenty of Ben Affleck Duncan commercials if you go look for them. Yeah.
Emma Stone promoting Squarespace. Like, these are the incongruous ones that I
Yeah.
go, really? Squarespace? I can just see Emma Stone putting together her own website.
Now, if it
GoDaddy
was
used to
Sandra
have, like,
Bullock
really
and
good
she's doing a
paid ones
follow up
every
to
year.
the net, there you go.
Hold on,
That's the
what?
better part. If you did Sandra Bullock follow up to the net because she did the first online ticket purchase.
nothing but net.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
want to
the
do
Kurt
Squarespace
Russell
for the
ad was
21st
great.
century. You got Sandra Bullock callback.
Yeah, that's good. like
The
stuff
Kurt
like that.
Russell ad was really funny. I loved him. He's so cool now. He
Kurt
is-
Russell did an ad?
Yeah, for Michelob Ultra.
Oh,
We did have Jessica Alba dancing, looking gorgeous.
Oh, in the Bad Bunny concert thing. Oh, I missed her.
Yep.
Yeah.
But she's not Latino.
Oh, she is.
No,
Yeah,
she isn't. She's a bunch of Europeans or European ancestry. She just
I thought
looks Latino.
Jessica Alba
I thought
had
she was Hispanic.
Latino.
No.
Yeah, she's really dived into being part of Latino Hollywood. It's
Oh,
great.
I thought she.
Oh,
Yeah, she has,
And-
but she's not like from that culture.
Or she's kind of like Hilaria Baldwin, then, just like pretending to be Spanish or something.
Well, she wasn't really
Pedro-
pretending to be. It's just the people thought she was, and then they just assumed it. She's like, "Well, I'm getting
No,
work,
like-
so I might as well keep going."
Oh wow.
No,
Pedro was
you have it a little wrong, but I don't. Let's. She's hot. She
is.
looked gorgeous.
And she's a billionaire.
No,
She is that too. She's a very
She is.
accomplished businesswoman.
Yeah.
she has tons of endorsements. Yeah,
No, she has a
No,
business.
Script. She has her own company. Script, get your facts together
Man,
today,
I'm
brother.
sorry, I've been out of the loop for like 7 months. I've been working.
She's had it. She's had this business, this health. It's like a health and beauty care thing.
Yeah,
for
she's
Oh,
a very wealthy
I thought
woman.
she sold that off years ago. She's still with that?
That I can't guarantee you. I don't use her products.
I don't keep up with her, but I know that's what made her a billionaire, like Selena Gomez.
She's been, let's just say that whether she has the business or not, maybe she sold it, whatever she did, she has been tremendously successful. And she's not in movies so much because she doesn't need to be. She has all the money she and her family's going to need for the next 3 generations. So quite successful, however you choose to look at it. But let's move into the movie trailer bit of the Super Bowl here. Now let's begin with the big one, which would be Star Wars, Mando and Grogu.
Oh, that was terrible.
A Christmas Tale with a
Budweiser ad.
Sounds like it's voiced by
Sam Elliott. Yeah.
Sounds like that, but maybe it wasn't. I don't know. Maybe it was a sound.
Might have been a
alike.
sound
Anyway,
alike.
yeah. I'm sure they can afford a real thing, but anyway, to me, I was like, damn, like this sounds like something that really wants to be Yellowstone. That was my first thought. Because of the voice, everything. To me, personally, I thought it looked and sounded like a parody because I wasn't able to make the voice jive with the imagery. So whatever they were trying to do fell flat on me. But maybe I am extra jaded. That could be. I can't rule that out.
I thought I was watching an AI parody at first. I was like, there's no way this is the actual thing. And then I saw like Theory going live reacting to it. And I'm like, oh, I guess this is the actual thing.
They were doing a parody of a Budweiser ad. Yes,
of a Budweiser ad with the Clydesdales. I don't understand their logic here. You do not have enough goodwill for Lucasfilm and Star Wars right now that you can sell this movie based on the name Star Wars or the name The Mandalorian and Grogu. You have to show us what this movie's about, and you have to show us why it's worth our time, because Lucasfilm has zero trust from the people now.
Well, not just that. The irony is they have subordinated themselves to a lower level branded IP. If you're going to do a parody, it should be Budweiser having fun with Star Wars.
Yep.
That they are the upper echelon brand intellectual property.
Bingo.
Now they're slumming by going down several notches and doing a Budweiser parody. And not only that, after being Heinerscheided, you're going to do a Budweiser parody? Like, it's the people who came up with this are they're absolutely insane.
$10 million
Dave Filoni.
To make that?
Yeah, $10 million for the spot. I don't care what it costs. That's how much it costs
I
to
see.
be
Yes,
on the
yes.
Super Bowl. So whatever they paid to make it, to create it, in addition to the $10 million paid to the TV station or to the NFL.
Doesn't look like they spend much to create it.
Well, I just have to say that clearly most of the panel here weren't impressed and see it as something of a parody. But of course, there's always going to be someone that likes it, which is good, and we appreciate that for the discussion. So, Paulie, why are we all wrong?
I hate you, Andre.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be quiet over here. Let me enjoy my shit. I loved it. I thought it was silly.
Cool.
It was camp. It was
I'm
cool.
glad you did. I just want you to explain why we're wrong. But probably you enjoyed it for the exact same reasons why we didn't.
No, you guys, listen, I actually don't think you're wrong. But that being said, it just hooked me, and love the tauntauns, and I love the profile shots of the tauntauns' claws, and then the side shots of their faces. It was totally silly. I mean, it's not going to be in the film, and I would have liked them for them just to go all the way, where at the end they kind of bust out a 6-pack of Hoth Pale Ale, it was even to a point where, you see both of them and they're kind of like, with the leashes to the tauntauns, and then Mando lets it go and Grogu grabs it, and then he he goes, "Hiya," you know. I thought that was great, and that's it. That's it.
I can see that perspective.
That's all I meant is that like, but none of you guys are wrong with your takes. But I just I accepted it and knew what it was. It wasn't anything else more than that. Like the Supergirl trailer. Oh my God, we'll get to that one. So I thought for the Super Bowl, for the kids and for the mainstream audience that loves the Baby Yoda, it's a hit. I liked it. Kill me. Leave me alone.
Paulie, no, you're right. No, you're fine. Paulie, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, no one's gonna chew at you for liking it. So cool.
Yeah,
so good.
opinions.
You like
I
different
will add
things.
one thing real quick, though. To me, that's the kind of spot you play after your movie's already out and it's a hit and it's being extended through Christmas, or it's a product placement spot for something, for a beer or something after the movie's out. That doesn't promote the movie.
Also, so you have not had a Star Wars theatrical release since 2019. There's everything is riding on this movie. The very future of like Star Wars itself in the theater. I don't understand this marketing rollout, how it's so like weirdly stylized, and then to connect your your brand, which is already like in the crosshairs of a lot of people, to Budweiser right now. Like Budweiser, who everyone still hates from the Bud Light stuff. Like it's, I just thought it was dumb and a half. But I look, at the end of the day, opinions are subjective, right? Quality is subjective. What I might hate, you might like, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Indeed. I have a question. I don't know the details of this, but I read somewhere that Jon Favreau himself was the one who was responsible for this ad, that he planned and shot it, something like that. Is that just a false headline, or is there something to
Don't
this?
know.
Marvin?
I have not heard that. So
I haven't heard it either.
First I've heard of it.
Then I like it.
I was gonna say this. Did anybody see the Super Mario World Yoshi reveal that came out like a week ago?
Yep.
Didn't it remind you of maybe Phantom Menace, the Star Wars, the Phantom Menace type thing? Because it seemed like the pod racing and the goggles and I totally felt like they were trying to do a Star Wars.
This was a St. Louis Midwest Anheuser-Busch, spoof, and they should have went all the way with it. I would have loved. I'm serious. I would have loved for them to bust out some Planet Hoth,
nice
pale
close
ale.
up.
Yeah,
Put it in the can. Yeah, sure. Why not?
Because Baby Yoda is also such a pig. Like that guy, that Baby Yoda eats everything. I mean, there would have been something funny there. I
Maybe a
bet
little
that was part of
burp
the
at the
pitch.
end from Baby Yoda.
I just
Hey,
bet that
he's
was part
over
of the
50
pitch.
years of age, so he's not violating any drinking laws. So
it's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, indeed.
But Baby Yoda is on the Epstein files, so that is a problem.
I saw that. I'm so disappointed. I'm never
Yeah.
going to see another movie with him in it.
Well, I
Richard
think that,
Dawkins. I found that he's on the Epstein list. Oh my
What?
God!
Really?
He's not
Terrible.
popular.
Yeah.
I'm still impressed that Stephen Hawking is on the Epstein list.
So that I'm
Yeah.
impressed with.
well,
Yeah.
is it a list or is it just the documentation?
The
Because
documentation.
yeah, because that's
story.
different.
Yeah. No, whatever. Someone
Someone talked
document.
about them. Yeah.
No, I didn't mean it represents the Midwest. Okay. What I'm saying is that it had the Midwest voice, the standard American Midwest with Sam Elliott. It spoofs the Anheuser-Busch
Right.
almost frame for frame commercial. That's what I
Or a
meant.
truck commercial too.
That's all I meant, Hyper. Not that it, it doesn't represent the Midwest.
Yeah, I think we mostly got what you. What you
Yeah,
meant
yeah,
there,
yeah.
So it's all. So it's all
I'm
good.
almost turned
Still-
to Paulie's camp now.
Yeah.
It was
Still, I think that this movie, when it comes out, Mando and Grogu, I mean, they're gonna long back to the days of Solo box office.
Oh, boy.
That's what I think.
man.
Which is funny because the Solo box office really wasn't that bad when you look back at it, like in context, but it did lose money.
No,
So
not
it's a matter of
compared
how much you
to.
shot.
That's
Yeah.
why.
compared to now. You're right.
Yeah, compared to now.
How
And
much
speaking
that-
of compared to
let me
now,
look it up.
yeah. Well, while you do that, let's move on to now and movies that don't do as well as they would have but still do fine for now, all things considered, which would be Superman and its spin-off, Supergirl, which we had another trailer for, or rather a Super Bowl spot. Marvin, I saw that you were nodding right there. So how impressed were you with the Supergirl spot?
Not at all. This should have been Lobo Central. You've got a football audience right now. You want to show them the hyper masculine, motorcycle riding, chain throwing, beer swilling, cigar smoking Lobo. You want to get Jason Momoa masculine energy in there. And what did they do? They were like, "Look at the puppy," and it did nothing to anyone. That I don't think any mind was changed about this movie by this. If you didn't like it, you didn't like it. If you liked it, you liked it. They're leaning into the dog, and I'm like, guys, you already leaned into the dog with Superman, and that barely worked. So, like Lobo, the fact that Lobo has not been seen outside of a 1-second clip at this point is mind-boggling to me, because I'm like, he should be the marketing linchpin of this film.
But then you risk spoiling the audience enjoying the movie if you keep on showing oversaturation of Lobo.
That's also true. But I mean, even just showing him sitting on a motorcycle.
May only be in one scene. I mean, they may not have much to spoil.
Maybe he's not in it as much as we think he is. But also, James Gunn's Crypto, like, I think a lot of people didn't really enjoy him in the Superman movie. He was, he was like,
I agree.
The definition of bad dog. Like, I don't know. I was just like, I don't like that dog.
He's not housebroken.
Yeah.
Nobody likes a dog that's not housebroken. Come on.
I have to admit, I love animals. I did not care for Crypto, and I'm not excited to see him again in the slightest.
Yeah, well,
what I'm excited for with Supergirl, I agree with you completely, by the way. This, to me, this was just a slimmed down version of the trailer we already had. It didn't even have the one shot we need of Lobo. I agree with you completely. The reason to go see this movie, I think, is going to be Lobo. And from all kinds of rumors we've heard from test screenings and stuff like that, Lobo has a very, very big part in the movie. We don't know how it's going to be, but I can't imagine that Jason Momoa playing Lobo is going to be anything other than fantastic. I mean, he certainly looks the part. We've seen that in the stills already. So to me, that's the big reason to see the movie. And I hope they know what they're doing here with how they're. But I'm not a big fan of how they marketed it so far. I get that they want Supergirl to stand on her own and everything, but it's not the time for a Supergirl movie.
Well,
the audience ain't there.
The Super Bowl, mostly a high T audience, probably would have enjoyed seeing Lobo.
I think so too.
Yeah,
I have
think
a lot
Marvin
of
is
problems
completely
with
right
this.
about that.
I had a lot of problems with this trailer teaser, and it's continuing from the first one, where I don't believe Millie Alcock. I don't like her character, and that's a problem, right? That's a real bad problem because that's your star.
Yeah,
and when you see actors, when you don't believe what they're like, it's called they're mugging. They're mugging for the camera, right? It's like, have you seen the things I've seen, man? Yeah, the gods they're not kind, man. Life sucks, bro. It's like, the fuck out of here, man. I didn't buy it for a second, and I still didn't buy it, and that's a big problem for me because I'm like, I don't even want to see this film. And the thing with Momoa is that you can say whatever you want about him, but he knows his cinematic charm on screen, and he stays in that pocket like a Sly Stallone, right? And he's just so likable and fun to watch. He had a movie called The Wrecking Crew that's out. 100% great action film. I highly recommend. But this, the first 15 seconds or whatever is like a funeral procession. I'm like, what are we watching here? What is this? Gunn is. It's like I've come on, and I'm sorry that Tom's not here, but I've come on the other side of this whole Gunn thing where it's just like, man, he's turning DC this perverted, twisted, unhappy lot.
Yeah.
Oh, my cousin, man, he sees the good in everybody. I see the truth.
Yeah.
Wow, you're so heavy.
You think she's gonna hold that perspective throughout the entirety of the movie and her character for the rest of the series?
Great point. And I said that the only way that this would be interesting is that she's got to really 100% come out of that.
You mean like
But
a character arc, which movies tend to have.
I know.
Yeah.
What was
just giving it to
Superman's
you.
character arc?
Script, I hear you, man. I hear you. But what I'm saying is that now I've seen 3 different little trailers of her doing the same shtick.
Yeah.
That's all I meant, is that I need something else. And I haven't seen it
Very
at all.
Jessica
That's
Jones.
marketing for you, man.
Yeah, and you could be, listen, I could be totally wrong, but I need that light. Come on. I hope you're right. I hope so.
We'll see. It's very Jessica Jones, and I couldn't get into the Jessica Jones show because
I liked the first season of Jessica
I
Jones. I
didn't
did not
care.
like anything after that.
she's too surly. Just didn't like the character. That was me. That was my bad for not liking it. I did like the Cliff Booth. Did anybody see that trailer?
Yeah, I did see it.
I didn't see that.
I did like that. So I mean, I feel like we're all saying about talking about trailers we don't like. I at least wanted to get in a mention of one that I did like.
You know, the Minions had a trailer, and while I didn't like it personally, I was like, "That's perfect for its target audience. That movie's going to make $1 billion."
Well, why did you like Cliff Booth? I'm very curious.
It surprised me. That's all. I didn't know what to expect going into it, and I liked the little censorship that they were doing of the cigarettes and the nudity. I thought, Pitt was doing his thing, and it had that David Fincher aesthetic. It looks legit. I don't know. I'm interested in it. I'm curious. At first, actually, at first I thought it was a bad idea, to be honest with you. I thought the entire premise of somebody doing a Quentin Tarantino sequel, prequel, I guess, and it not being Quentin Tarantino was a bad idea. Although I like Tarantino and he's written stuff that I like that somebody else directed. Tony Scott did a great True Romance that he wrote.
Mm-hmm.
But this looks good. I'm interested.
Cliff Booth?
What's that?
Anyone else on the panel see it?
Oh yeah, go ahead. Nope.
I don't know
I
who
haven't
Cliff
seen it
Booth
yet. I know
is.
that they're making it. I just hadn't seen
Check
it.
it out. It's out there.
So-
It looks fun. It looks clever, and I like Fincher, despite some of his duds. So we'll see.
My problem with it is it's got heavy lifting to do because of
yeah.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
And I'm biased. And so I didn't
Okay.
like it. I didn't like it.
You didn't like the trailer then?
No,
Got it.
no. I
Okay.
thought the trailer was and it's different. It's television. I get it. A lot of characters, lot of quick cuts. So very
Oh, are you talking about the Netflix series?
Yeah.
That's what the
Yes. It was only Cliff Booth. I know. Yeah. Okay. Right.
Right,
Yeah.
that's the
Brad
character
Pitt.
for the movie.
Yeah, Brad
And
Pitt.
I love
Yeah,
Brad
right.
Pitt. I mean,
Yeah.
he's Moneyball F1 forever, every day. But I'm gonna watch it because of all the
Oh, I know you will.
Well, a
all the
lot of
elements.
money is being. It looks slick.
I don't know. Is it? I guess it's me because I saw it. I was like, God, some of these actors are just trying too hard. Again,
Okay.
with the mugging, it's like we
Oh.
cool. We're all It's like they didn't really do that in Tarantino's movies, man.
Okay.
So
No,
I
hey, you
wasn't-
got a point. I may just be, a Tarantino. I'm not a Snyder bro. I'm a Tarantino bro or something. And I'm just
Mhm.
like, okay, I hope it's good. So I'm sitting here going, boy, I sure hope this is good. It looks good. So hopefully it's good.
I
don't know.
have never used mugging to try to get a laugh. I just
You mug on here. What are you talking
No,
about?
he doesn't mug. He doesn't mug.
And what else was it? There was the Disclosure Day, the Spielberg movie trailer, and the
I saw
Project
that
Hail
one.
Mary, I think, was the
I saw
other
that
one.
one.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
There was supposed to be a Toy Story 5 trailer, I thought, and then there
That's
wasn't one.
right.
I have to say, I was actually less interested in Project Hail Mary after seeing this trailer because
Mm,
it was way too heavy on the rock creature.
Yeah.
Whereas before, in the earlier trailer,
was
it
a
was
mystery.
just a concept, and I was like, "Wow, okay, this is cool." Whereas now we get to see too much of the creatures. Like, dude, this is like a body cop thing. It's like I'm less excited now.
it's the rock version of Grogu.
Kind of, yeah.
Well, it's If Wilson Came Alive. It's Castaway, but with Wilson.
Yes,
There's
good.
Yeah.
a very
Yeah.
interesting relationship that Tom Cruise's character had with Wilson. It's one of my favorite movies. Probably I liked it better than Forrest Gump for different reasons.
Not
but
Tom Cruise. You mean
Tom Hanks. Did I say
Hanks,
Tom
yeah.
Cruise?
Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
And
Forrest Gump.
the new project here, Hail Mary.
Well, it looks more like Enemy Mine, only they're not enemies.
Right.
I actually liked it. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah.
And why does it need to be encased in that glass dodecahedron? That's what I.
That's obviously a spacesuit. I mean,
It's a spacesuit. It's
requires
rock.
its own
Why does
atmosphere.
it need? I would,
Well, it looks
why
like
did it
rock.
appears
Probably
like
needs
rock?
a separate atmosphere. Probably it's breathing and stuff like that.
yeah, probably. That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah.
No,
but it's
I would
raw.
strongly advise
I
reading the
love that.
book. It's a very good read.
Weir is a good science fiction writer.
He is. Well, he's more on the technical side than the science fiction-y side itself, but he does know how to make it pretty captivating. So I've been enjoying it so far.
Ah,
There was also Hoppers and Scream 7, I think, were the
movie I'm really less interested now in more than ever is Disclosure Day.
why?
I think it's he's treading, man, over familiar material that he has done before.
Yeah.
So
it feels like an X-Files movie or something, doesn't it?
and it's just me, man, but I need to connect with the character. I need to, that I need to see that movie through that character. And I'm like, I can't, it's not grabbing me. Is it Emily Blunt? Is it Josh O'Connor? Who I
Concept
really
by the
like,
looks of it.
but
It
other
looks
than that,
like-
it just seems very familiar and dare I say a little boring?
Yeah.
Oh
I
well.
hope not. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll find out. Any other trailers that stood out?
I noticed nobody's really talking about Hoppers. I don't know that. I think Pixar may have lost their mojo.
Hoppers
No,
is that
obviously.
like cartoon parody of Avatar, right? But like completely on Earth.
I think so. Yeah.
Is that Lasseter?
I don't think so.
Oh no,
No,
Yeah,
Lasseter is gone.
long gone.
This is post Lasseter.
yeah, this is Avatar. This is
Hoppers?
Avatar with rodents.
Yeah.
They actually
I-
make the joke in the trailer.
I
They're
didn't
like,
see
it's
it.
not Avatar.
Yeah. But gentlemen, let's move on.
But it's
here.
all
As
these
the
women
Seaman-
Like,
Of
for
course.
fuck's sake, I've had it.
Of course.
Women are dumb. They're not scientists.
It's
Yeah,
the He-Man
right.
Woman Hater
Oh,
They're,
Club.
Paul,
they're
Paul,
only
things-
good
Paul,
for
things
Bad
have-
Bunny halftime dancing.
Come
Things
on.
have to go wrong
Yeah.
for there to be a movie, Paul. If it was male scientists, everything would have just worked.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
there
that's
was
right.
black scientists, females that
Oh.
that did math and stuff. That never happened.
Were they
would have
overweight?
thought?
Oh,
They're
no.
overweight
Angry.
and they're not smart and stuff.
That's
No.
right. That's
Yeah.
Unless they
Well,
were
I think you all need to take heed of the words of a very, very wise and underrated man who said the immortal words, "Women can do shit now."
No. Danny Trejo said chicks can do stuff now.
But that's what he
right.
said. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
yeah.
He was paraphrasing. Yeah.
Paraphrasing, yeah.
Yep.
You know, it
Indeed.
always blows my mind.
Well, I
when
could've-
it's like,
Goods can do stuff now, but yeah, that would be different.
That's
So
it. Yeah.
yeah, that's funny, man.
indeed. But anyway, the Seaman says for $5, way too much discussion on a halftime show. Go Hawks. Yeah, I think we
I think
covered
we've,
what needs to be covered
Well,
there.
let's get to the
So-
box office, man.
Indeed, I was about to say, because it's Monday and it wasn't a very exciting box office this weekend, but there was still a box office, so we are going to get into that presently. So, Paul, take us through the box office. We have Send Help in the #1 spot from 20th Century Fox, opening at 10. Well, it's not even opening because this is in its second weekend, which goes to show, not a huge box office weekend because the #1 spot is a holdover from last week.
That's not unusual for Super Bowl weekend, I think, and that's a pretty good drop. Not a when I say pretty good, I mean that's good news.
It's 48. It's a 48% drop. That's very good news. That's
Yeah,
a tremendously good hold.
Agreed.
Of course, Lucky Competition is going to help really well with that, but still, that's a very good hold. In the second spot, we have a new arrival, Son O'Neill. But yeah, let's into this one. 53 million worldwide for Send Help. So yeah, I think that movie is looking to do pretty good, and that's setting up for the future on Disney Plus. So win for Sam Raimi there. Marv, you were saying?
No, I was just saying I'm glad to see Sam Raimi getting himself a win.
Indeed, yeah, absolutely. And then in the second spot, we have new arrival from Angel Studios, Solo Mio.
A romantic comedy with Kevin James, of all people. This one snuck up on me.
Oh, I saw that trailer. Looked fun.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of this.
Yes, he's it looks great. I mean, anybody hear anything differently about it?
Yeah.
It's Allison Hannigan. What's that?
Yes, I wonder a script if you know anything about the movie or its history.
I only just know that Angel Studios picked up distribution.
Yeah.
For it. And also, Kevin James did an amazing social media marketing campaign posing as the teacher that he's playing in the movie and doing a bunch of lessons and stuff on like TikTok and Instagram.
Yeah, it's a romantic comedy.
Yeah.
It looks great. Yeah,
He
was
the
actually-
trailer was wonderful.
And not only is it a romantic comedy, it looks like a romantic comedy that men actually might be interested in seeing. I'm curious how many women
Well,
want to see it.
He's basically he's in Rome. He's stranded on his honeymoon or his wedding or something. Winds up being alone in Rome, and some tourists and some other meddling people try to help him out. So looks cute.
Yeah, looks good. Looks cute. Looks interesting.
And for an Angel Studios movie, it doesn't feel very, what is it, religious?
Yeah.
Preachy, you mean?
No, I mean, like, it doesn't have, like, the cast, Allison Hannigan. It doesn't have the usual Julianne Emery. These are not people that you associate with,
Right.
you know.
It doesn't have the loud activists. It doesn't have the people who are promoting the movie by telling 2/3 of the audience not to go see the movie. Is what you mean, right?
It sounds very much like my very best friend went to England with his fiance, and when they arrived, they went to Piccadilly Circus, where she informed him that she doesn't really want to get married and she's going to take the next plane back to Canada.
Wow.
Now, truth be told, we never liked her, but
Good. Good. That's the good news.
So, and he's now
Bullet dodged is what
wandering
that's
around Piccadilly Circus, absolutely gobsmacked.
Yeah.
Runs into a woman with a Canadian flag on her backpack, and sits down and tells his travails to her. And she goes, "Well, I happen to be here trying to decide whether I'm going to continue with my marriage in Ottawa." And they hit it off. And he says, "Well, I've got this ticket to take me around the world. I'm doing this for one whole year. And I got nothing else to do. I'm going to be in India at the Taj Mahal in 1 month. If you're there, then we can continue going because I got this other ticket." And he went to the Taj Mahal, and there she was.
True story.
True story. And they have been together ever since.
That should be a
That's true.
script.
That's true
That's a
love if
movie
you
right
follow
there.
him to India.
Isn't that a wild story?
Angel Studios would distribute that.
Okay, there
Yeah.
you go. I've now
You just need to get it made and take all the costs so that they can buy it at a discount.
Matthew McConaughey and Jennifer Aniston. There you go.
Perfect. You can do it in AI though.
I could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, yes, it's a quite an amazing romance. So yes, Solo Mio. Hopefully it does well. But look at this. We've got this is a complete attack on the regular on the mainstream studios.
Yeah.
Angel Studios, Markiplier, Bleecker Street, Vertical
Yeah.
Entertainment, Look at this. This is
And look at
insane.
Iron Lung in
I
in
know.
third place, which
Third
was
place.
in its second week. It has a 67% drop, which was expected, but still, dude, that thing cost nothing to make, and it has a total gross of 30 million domestically alone, which is almost all of it pure icing. And then you have the international gross on top of that, because although it's self-financed and self-distributed. Markiplier, he was able to make deals with a number of European cinemas, so it's been showing in Odeon cinemas, even in the Nordic region. It hasn't gotten a wide release; it's gotten a very limited release. But when I went to see it, it was close to packed.
Wow.
I mean, granted, it was one of the smallest screens. But that smallest screen was close to packed. So someone had assessed the audience there correctly.
The interesting thing was I've learned more about Iron Lung. It's about a $3 million budget, but $2 million of that went to make the practical device that he was in.
Yeah, the set, because most of the movie, it's kind of like a bottleneck Star Trek episode where everything is kind of like it's like one major set for everything.
Yeah.
But he wanted to be practical. So when he's smashed around, that's he's getting smashed around with the hydraulics of the set. And the other thing that was interesting, and because I did try to investigate this, I asked him through X, but he didn't respond to me, just how the distribution went. But based on what other people I was talking to, like, you're just not going to get into AMC immediately. But he did end up doing that, which is like really unusual if you don't have a broker. What happened was we actually used to work with a lot of ma and pa chains that most people out there don't know about, like the Silver group of cinemas in Philadelphia or something like that. There's a whole bunch of family run chains with a limited number of screens, anywhere from 10 to 50, maybe even 100. That's who he went to first, and they accepted the movie. Then his fan base went after the AMCs and everybody else, including some, the family-run chains that didn't play it, and just hammered them and convinced them to take it on. And I guess the AMC saw the results of this and said, "Yeah, we'll take this on." Now, I don't know whether this is duplicable. This is the thing. People can point to this and go, "Wow, this is finally the hegemony of the control of the studios is finished." Markiplier could be an outlier, but to be able to duplicate what he's doing without you can't do it really without a middle person. But this to me is revolutionary, and be great if it was repeatable.
I mean, again, if you have Markiplier's fan base and they're avid and rabid enough to be pestering distributors and theater screens to do that, that's a really good part, because that's essentially your viral marketing campaign.
Yep.
And that's what marketing used to do, is they would actually badger and pester people to say, you got to play this movie. It's the best thing ever. You got to let people see it. And marketing doesn't do that anymore.
Maybe Markiplier should open up a mid-level theater distribution business.
Yeah, it'd be great, because all he has to do is say, "Hey, fans, I've thought this movie was great. I've co-financed it. It's going to go in these theaters.
Yep.
Please go reach out to them and get people to know what's going on." That'd be a great way to circumvent.
Trust me.
I can bring in another super chat here, because it just ties in with what you were saying right now. Because Destiny Captain says the Alamo Draft House closed in my city this week.
Wow.
Maybe there's room for an Alamo Draft House 2.0 by someone like Markiplier. Maybe that's what the future needs.
It's because they started softening the rules on allowing cell phones in the theater, is what I hear. Just a rumor.
People don't want them.
We got a lot of blowback from the reporting on the Senate hearings with Ted Sarandos from Netflix. A lot of people just saying, this is the harbinger of the end of theater going.
Well,
I mean, Alamo Drafthouse, they expanded way too early in their infancy, so they really kind of screw the pooch on that one.
Yeah, it should have stayed a little niche theater chain, and
Right, because other bigger theaters took that same idea and ran with it. Alamo was the only kind of like hip, cool kind of idea at the time. But they expanded so quickly. I remember when they just had a couple in Austin.
exactly.
This was what, over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
I loved Alamo Drafthouse. So when they opened one up in South Austin, that was a big deal, but that doesn't surprise me, especially with this day and time.
Speaking of Netflix and President, did you see at the Super Bowl game who Sarandos was sitting next to?
Oh boy.
No.
Anyone have a guess?
Zaslav.
No. Adam Sandler.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised because
No,
again,
me
he
neither.
and Alexander is too tight with Netflix. I mean, they've been funding
true.
everything he's been doing. It's been a good win. That relationship has been fantastic for
Fantastic.
both. Basically, yeah. Like Netflix, they get good filler movies out of it. Sandler, he gets to take his friends on vacation to make movies at a profit. I mean, yeah, it's what not to like. I'm not surprised. Not
So let's keep
surprised in
going
the
with
slightest.
the box office.
Keep going down the list.
One last thing
We
with the
get to this Dracula here eventually as well.
Yeah, I was just going to point out number 8, The Strangers, Rennie Harlin's The Strangers.
Yeah.
It's 3 movies that was shot in 52 days consecutively a couple of years ago. So this movie, it's the weakest one of them all, but it's making money, and that's another way to do it. Is it's like, all right, we're going to give you 25 million, pump out 3 films for us, and that's what he did. And I interviewed him. That interview was up, where he dropped the bomb of he's got his own cut of all 3 of them, and he was really trying to get Lionsgate to put that out for the fans. That would be really dope. But again, this little franchise, the first one I believe alone made 47 million, and that's 3 movies made within 56 days in a foreign country. I mean, that's another way to go about this, as far as just giving these people cheaper budgets and let them be more creative. I asked him, does this force you to be more creative? He's like, absolutely. I was doing this. I was doing, I spent 6 months in the Alps, the French Alps, with Cliffhanger, but this was way more, exciting. He's a really cool character. Finnish man, Rennie Harlin.
Yeah, indeed. I was thinking he also has some experience with alternate cuts because he was the one who did Exorcist at the beginning, which is the alternate cut from the Exorcist prequel that Paul Schrader made before. And luckily, we have both out there in the market. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could say, this is pretty bad overall box office, but a lot of these movies are pretty cheaply made. Not Avatar, but I'm just saying.
Not Melania either, I don't think.
Oh, Melania, yeah.
No.
Oh, 13 mil. Look at that.
Yeah. And again, it's Amazon, so they're not breaking a sweat either way. That movie, if anything, is doing good. So the box office, by any metric, is not amazing, but still, considering the budget, like even Dracula, which only did 4 million, but that's a movie that actually came out a year ago in Europe.
Really?
And it was and it was scaled and budgeted for a European release.
Yeah.
And see they're out. Worldwide box office 25 million. Now I do not know exactly how much it cost, but this is a European production, meaning it's going to be expensive by European standards, but it's not going to be like Disney, where everything is completely and utterly unnecessarily expensive, and it's going to be funded by a bunch of funds that don't necessarily expect their money back again. So 4 million from the domestic release, that's 4 million a graving, I think. Gravy, not graving. Yeah.
It'd probably do better in America if we weren't experiencing vampire fatigue. Are we kind of tired of vampires now for Dracula?
Well, I think that depends on the movie, but in this
competing with-
particular case, it's a movie that's going to look like, again, as I said before, it's going to look like an incredibly derived movie.
The Cynthia Erivo posters probably didn't help. You know?
Oh my god.
I know it's unrelated, but audiences, especially low information folks, might have seen it and said, "I'm not going to see that." Did you see that Cynthia Erivo poster for it? And they're like, "No, thanks."
She got a standing ovation at the.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Everyone
you have
stood
to
up
go to
and-
London to see that, and you get to see that live though. So yeah, there's
He
that.
stood up to run out of the theater while clapping behind their backs. Like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else that stands out in the box office?
Housemaid just fell out of the top 10, but still making bank. So
I think it's made worldwide like 300 something million, which is just
unbelievable.
phenomenal take.
I
for
think
that
what's
film.
what's interesting is what's coming up, right?
Yeah.
You got tonight we're reviewing Wuthering Heights. We'll have that up for you guys. You got Wuthering Heights, you got Project Hail Mary, but other than that, it's pretty slim pickings, guys.
Indeed. And I just want to bring up this super chat right here. Jason Webster says for $5 like to thank Luc Besson for his Dracula made me appreciate every previous adaptation even more. I already love Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula. Yeah, indeed. This is, from everything I have seen, functionally the remake of it.
The whole list here, my overall feeling is it's really odd. Like with all the A24s and IFCs, it's almost feels like that. I mean, what's the Chris Gore independent movie show that he does?
Award This
is almost feels more like Award This than a Hollywood list.
Well, the top movies that Award This won were on this list at that time. Was it Primal War? What was it? Primal?
Yeah.
That won Indie Film of the Year, and then Bob Trevino Likes It won Best Director. And those directors from Australia and the female director, they were there to take their award. So, bravo to Award This. But yeah, there's a lot of films you're seeing, like even if it says, don't be fooled, even if it says Sony Pictures or Lionsgate, it's like super. It's just a distribution deal and a chance to get on a streaming,
right?
Because that's how you make your money back. Especially like with Klika there, that was made for $2 million. It's already at 2.5, and that's before it's gone on to streaming. They're gonna make money. Good for them.
Sony's next production is coming out this week too. That Goat animated Sony animated pictures. That's coming out this weekend. And so is, speaking of Chris Gore, I mean, he couldn't say enough good stuff about that. Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die, the Gore Bavinski.
That's next week. It's coming out next week.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that.
Me too.
This Friday, yeah.
Here's my favorite movie.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't wait for that to come out on streaming because I've read the comic it's based on.
Imagine it's in one theater. It made less than $500 and it charted.
Yeah.
Well, it charted in the sense that, yeah, it's there on the chart, but that's
one thing that's
what I meant. I mean, that's all I meant, Paulie. That's it.
Halfway through the week, not ironically, but interestingly, Iron Lung had dropped down to something like 6. And then it went back up to 3. Like I found, well, that's really interesting because it was down to 5 or 6. I went, okay, that's the end of its life, but it bounced back up to 3. So,
you remember when he got mad because it wasn't even showing up?
Yeah.
Maybe the same thing started happening this week, and the minions got their orders and said no.
But
call
man,
everyone.
I mean, $30 million. He makes that in 2 hours just on YouTube.
Oh, wow. Good for him.
Yeah. Well, someone's nailed it.
Yeah.
That's what I do. every week on YouTube on my channel.
At least, yeah, but it takes you 7 days.
And I do 800 videos.
Yes. Yeah, the AI avatar Paul Chato is not the same though. You keep pumping those out.
Yeah.
Stop.
Yeah.
I'll
And this, by the way, that's the comic.
Oh no.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh,
That's
It looks like
it's a real
Chato.
thing.
It does. Looks like me.
Looks like you with your fro out overgrown.
Yeah, my Jew fro.
Nice Glock.
Yeah. And the guy who's making this, Johnny Ryan, he has a really sick imagination, but like this would not be the first of his stories that I would choose to make into a movie. But I hope it's sufficiently successful that we can get some of the others, because they're really sick and disturbing and kind of entertaining at the same time. Like, for instance, this one right here. I mean, it's sick and disturbing, but it's
Oh no.
it's a better read.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
Oh my God.
Looks riveting.
So,
Are these
yeah.
graphic novels or are these actual prose novels?
No,
pretty
they're
graphic
graphic novels.
This
They're
is
graphic
this is from Andre's personal collection here.
They're very graphic novels.
Yes, they're
Rethink my
exceed-
associations here. I'm not sure I should be on this show anymore.
So yeah,
Good
but
one.
anyway, that's
Oh my gosh.
yeah. So I'm curious to see what they've done with that movie. Yeah, and it would be my first choice to adapt. Like Maniac Army, that's again, I don't know, it's kind of like Garth Ennis meets Itchy and Scratchy.
Oh my gosh.
That makes
Wow.
sense. Yeah.
I have to get going, but if you're able to play this video, this is going to get you I played this on Sunday for the guys. It's a pretty good laugh. So do you mind?
No, go for it.
Modern and stylish then.
Okay.
My wife went into a coma,
Oh, sorry to hear that.
and the doctor said to me, "You won't hear this from any 1935 comic." He says to me, "There's one way to wake her up, but it's a little unconventional.
Oh my God.
You go in there and you have oral
I see what I-
breath of vodka." He says, "I've seen it work." I said, "Well, I'm willing to try." So I go in there. I'm in there about 5 minutes, and I come out. I said, "Doc, she's choking."
Well, I'm clearly not the worst on the panels.
Anyways,
Um,
I got such a good laugh on that. I thought would bring some laughter to our group here.
Yeah.
Anyways, I have to get going. We're babysitting a dog, so
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
what's going to sit.
Thank you very much,
Thanks for joining us, and we'll be seeing you around. Everyone, be sure to check out Call Me Chato, as well as Appalling News.
thank you.
We have a couple of super chats that
See, Paul.
we are about to go through.
Nothing to do with me?
I don't
Adios.
think so. I don't think so. First glance, no. I think
Okay.
you're good to go.
Bye, folks.
See,
All
pal.
right, take care.
Oh, bye to Paul Lee.
Paulie also had to go, so do check out Latino Slant later today. Hypergiver says for $50. After 50 years, 49 season and 2,457 weekly episodes, Super Sentai has officially come to an end. Truly the
Yep.
end of
Wow.
era.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I should say after a run like that.
Thanks, Hasbro.
Indeed. And then Richard, the Dungeon Judge and Crawler, has been a member for 21 months. And Carl has been a member for 37 months. And he says, I think it was a Nissan commercial, but the one where the birds are like fighter pilots trying to poop on cars is one of my favorite Super Bowl commercials. Well, that
Oh,
sounds
yeah.
like fun. Yeah, I haven't seen that one. And 200 Watt Studios says, they gallop now? They gallop now. Yeah,
Nice little
evidently they do.
reference there.
And Jason Webster says for $5 Australian, poor Robert Meyer Burnett suffering from PKTSD, post-Kurtzman's Trek stress disorder. Rest easy, Rob. We got your back. Yeah, we can all talk to each other in therapy because plenty of people
What's the
are
context
suffering
on
from
that? Did he like the Kurtzman era?
No, he hates it
Okay.
above and beyond belief. I mean,
thought so.
even John Campea criticized him for being too much like us toxic Star Wars fans because he just wasn't giving it a chance. So yeah, but of course he gave it plenty of chances, and it disappointed him him and everyone else every chance he gave it.
Yeah, at a certain point, chance has been given. So.
To wit, Jason Webster also says the stuff they give you for a colonoscopy is more palatable than Starfleet Academy.
As somebody who's been reviewing it every week, yes, it is.
Yeah. And General Sod says for £5, Epstein described the end of Dawkins' marriage as karma in an email. At least they didn't get along. Yeah, there's many reasons you can be mentioned there. In the Epstein files. Not all of them are as bad. And Marksman of 11.7b says, saw Iron Lung. Me and my friends want to see it again. Yeah, cool. I'm sure plenty of people had that reaction. And then Jason Webster says for $5 bring her back, won 9 AACTA awards, including Best Film and Best Lead Actress for Sally Hawkins. Well, fantastic. Congratulations. I'm just going to check if there is anything on the Rumble side of things. Let's see. Because we do not get that in the same panel. Unfortunately, it would be very practical if we did, but we don't. But I cannot see that there is anything here right now. So with that, we are actually up to speed, and I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. Not only Polly and Chato that had to leave, but Marv, thanks for joining. Pleasure to see the M4 Empire going good. What should people be checking out?
We got a new video up on the Super Bowl halftime show. Currently, we should have at least 1 or 2 more videos today. But tonight, we're doing something I'm calling the Monday Night Block, which is we're going to go live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Just kind of like a chill stream with me in the chat, just kind of going back and forth. And then we are going to redirect from there over to M4 Empire Gaming, where I'm going to be playing Resident Evil 2 for the first time ever. I have never played a Resident Evil game in my life, and I am starting with Resident Evil 2 tonight. Potentially Fear the Beardo might be joining me, but I'm not 100% on that yet. Just he says he'll be there, but I don't know. So I don't want to speak for him, but it should be a fun stream tonight, and it's going to run one into the other. So M4 Empire and M4 Empire Gaming.
Awesome. Cool. And how about you, Chris? What should people be checking out over at Bleeding Fool?
We do a little bit more news about how Pokemon merchandise has vanished across China after this uproar at the shrine. So we dig in a little bit more with that. Things, spoiler alert, if you already know about this, things really haven't changed, but we get into it a little bit. And this afternoon on Bleeding Fool, we are getting into a little bit of confirmation that Ruffalo's Hulk isn't going anywhere. So all those rumors are trash. Marvin, it was a good piece that you did on the numbers on the TP USA halftime show over there. Yeah, was Rumble was like 2 million, wasn't it? If I'm
last night Rumble was about 230,000 during the live, so I'm not 100% sure what the actual full Rumble numbers are, but they just basically said that it's YouTube and Rumble together. Where
got it. Good piece though. But that's all we got. Check us out on at bleedingfool.com or at bleedingfool, or you can check me out at Chris Brawley on X.
Yeah. And Script, how about you?
This Saturday is a recorded show for Scripts on Saturdays because it's the Valentine's Day weekend, so none of us want to be in trouble with our significant others to live stream there. But yeah, I've going to be heading into a little production meeting for the next hour or so, and if that ends early, I might hop on and do a little video gaming on my Script Doctor Arcade channel, and maybe also troubleshoot with incompetent bankers that don't know how to read currency and talk about that later. But
Well, that
yeah,
sounds
so
like
check
fun.
me out over there.
Fantastic. All right. With that, everyone, thanks for joining. Have a great rest of your day. Head on over to that park place. Head on over to Latino's Land. And with that, we're going to bring on the koalas in the rain.
Koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given, koala, koala, koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given, koala, koala, koalas in the rain, koalas in the rain, no fucks given, koala.